The other tool that we really like is the Eisenhower framework. And this is really simple in concept. Everything that needs to get done can sit somewhere on the scale of important to not important and urgent to not urgent. What we really want to do is make sure we're accomplishing the urgent things, especially the urgent and important things, but also there's always these important things that need to get done that maybe aren't urgent, and we really want to make sure that we're not leaving those behind. We can integrate the Eisenhower framework into this getting things done method in a few different ways. When we're doing our organize step and prioritizing next action items, we want to make sure that some of our next action items and scheduled items fall into that important but not urgent category. One way you can integrate the Eisenhower framework into the getting things done method is in the organize step. We definitely want to make sure that tasks that are neither important nor urgent, we can take them off our list. We also want to make sure that our list and schedule isn't completely full of just urgent tasks. There's always important tasks that need to get done that maybe aren't urgent on the day-to-day. So we want to make sure those things get scheduled and we allocate time for them. Another big place where we can integrate the Eisenhower framework into the getting things done is in the weekly review. When we look back at the tasks that got done, we can categorize them, whether they're important or urgent. We want to make sure that things that were getting done weren't just all the urgent things. And if we're finding that all the tasks that got done were just urgent and important or urgent and not important, we want to look forward to the next week and make sure we schedule some time so that we're accomplishing the things that are important but not urgent. The trick here is to really set aside some time, whether it's daily or weekly, and make sure this is the time where I'm going to take a breath, not worry about the urgent tasks and what needs to happen right now, and focus on these important things that just take time but don't have deadlines or deliverables. One of the important principles that we can take from the Eisenhower framework is the distinction between urgent and important. Often, things come up that are really urgent, and as a result, we feel like they're important. But what can happen in your reflect stage of the getting things done method is you can look back, and if you look at each task and think about, is it actually something that's really important, or was it something that was just urgent and not important? Often what you'll find is you'll look back and you actually spent a lot of time on things that were urgent, but maybe not actually that important. And if you hadn't have done them, it actually wouldn't have made that big of a difference. Or maybe, in the worst case, you spent a lot of time on things that were urgent, but not important, and that meant you didn't actually get to the important things. When we look back in our review, we want to make sure that the things we're getting done are things that are always important, whether they're urgent or not. So when we look back, we can analyze, really, did we get the important things done? And if not, looking forward, when we're creating our new next action list and our schedule, we want to make sure we're prioritizing things that are truly important, whether they're urgent or things that are not yet urgent.